There are moments that stay without asking. This is a quiet place for them, a handmade echo of the moments I remember. And maybe you do too. When you made me want to love myself. Before you, self-love was a distant dream, a fragile hope barely held. But your quiet faith in me, your gentle encouragement, the way you saw my worth even when I couldn't, lit a new dawn inside my heart. In that moment, I felt the first breath of a new beginning, where love starts with me. Love in every breath, in every heartbeat. Love isn't just a word, it's the quiet pulse beneath every memory, the steady light that guides us through darkness, the endless thread weaving us together, holding every laughter, every tear, every silence. Love is the home where we find ourselves and each other again and again. That day you laughed like a child. Your laugh had no armor that day, just joy. For a moment you were free, and I saw the boy inside the man I love. I still remember the sound of it, that pure unfiltered joy. You laughed like the world had no weight, like you forgot every sorrow for a heartbeat. And in that moment, your smile lit 1,000 echoes inside me. You were just you, beautifully, openly you. The time we imagine forever. You painted forever like it was possible. We built castle in conversation, and even if they washed it away, I remember them all. We let the world disappear for a while, and painted a sky that belonged only to us. No questions, no fears, just the quiet magic of what if, and the sweetness of believing in something more. We spoke of tomorrows like they were stars we could pick and name. And even if forever was only a moment, it felt real because we dreamed it together. That time you stayed, even in silence. You didn't fill the silence with words, you fill it with yourself. Not needing to fix or explain, just breathing beside me, like the world could rest a while too. You were the quiet that comforted, the warmth that said, I don't need you to be okay, I just need you to know I'm here. And in that stillness, I felt understood in a way even language can't reach. That time your words healed something. You didn't even know, but your words stitched something broken. The way you said my name made me feel like I existed again. There's something in the way you speak, even if it's just hello or Your voice folds around my thoughts like a blanket, familiar, safe. Home was never a place, it was the sound of you. That time you let yourself feel. You didn't hide, not that day. You let yourself be seen. And somehow in your sadness, you made me braver. There were no speeches, no dramatic confessions, just stillness. But I felt your age like thunder in a silent room. And I knew sometimes the deepest part of us speak only in the language of tears. That time we were just us. We weren't trying to impress. We were just real. That kind of comfort that only happens when a soul recognizes another. The world felt too sharp some days. But then I'll think of you, your name, your voice, the calm beneath your chaos, and I'll breathe again, because even far away, you were the softest shelter I knew. That time you believed in me. When I was dim, you lit me up with your faith. You saw things in me no one else bothered to notice. You didn't even try. You just existed, and somehow the darkness softened it. It wasn't what you said. It was the glow of you simply being. You always had that quiet light in you. That time we made silly plans. It was stupid really, but it made me feel alive. We were ridiculous, and I love it every minute of it. You always had a way of turning the ordinary into an adventure. Remember those silly plans we whispered late at night? Buying a little house in the mountains, having lots of pets, visiting Taj Mahal, making the first million. We knew none of it makes sense. But the laughter we shared, that was real. That laugh, it echoed louder than logic and softer than any goodbye ever could. That time I saw you at your worst. You thought you was ugly, but I saw the truth, and I never loved you more than when you stopped pretending. You didn't hide it that day. Not your anger, not your sadness, not the storm in your eyes. And maybe you thought I'll turn away, but I didn't, I couldn't. Because that was the moment I saw you. Not as an idea, not as a dream, but as a living, breaking, beautiful soul. The day your walls were down. And behind them wasn't weakness, there was truth. There was you, raw, honest, human. That was the day I knew what we had wasn't perfect, but it was real. That time I knew I'll never forget. I don't know where we're going, but I do know this. Some souls echo through your life, and yours is one of them. There wasn't a big moment, no kiss in the rain, no music swelling in the background. It was just you, and something about the way you look at me, like a soul of me, and still stayed. I think it was the way time slowed down in that second. The way my heart made a quiet promise without telling me. I didn't know where we'd go from there, but I knew this. Whatever happened, I'll carry you in the corners of my smile, in the shadows of my art, in every version of me I'd become. Some people fade, but not you, not ever. Forever is sometimes a whisper, and I heard it that day. The strange way you made sadness beautiful. There is a rare kind of magic in the way you carry sorrow, not by hiding it, but by weaving it into stories, turning age into art, transforming tears into verses that sing softly of the human heart. In your sadness, there is a strange beauty, a poetry that touches the soul and makes the world a little more whole. When you admitted your fears, it wasn't the absence of fear that made you strong, but the courage to face it head on, to lay your worries bare and trust that would still be there. In the moment you show me what bravery really means, not armor or silence, but honesty and openness, the raw heart stepping into the light. The way you remember it, small things I loved. It's in the smallest moments, the song you sang for me, the way you knew my favorite flower, and even the time you took to note down the things I would love to do together. You noticed what others overlooked, and in those details you spoke a language of love that felt as deep as any grand gesture. It's in the care for the little things that I felt most truly seen. When you believed in my dreams more than I did. In the moments I doubted, when shadows crept into my hopes, you stood like a steady light, seeing possibilities where I saw none. Your belief was a soft wind beneath my wings, lifting me gently, reminding me to hold on. Faith isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet promise that you won't let go, even when I struggle to hold on to myself. That message you sent when I knew I needed one. Without me saying a word, you reached out. A lifeline sent in pixels, soft and steady, like a gentle hand brushing away the weight I carried. It wasn't grand or loud, just a simple message. But in it, lived a word of understanding. Your care wasn't just in the words, but in the timing, knowing exactly when to show up and remind me I wasn't alone. You looked at yourself like a broken thing, measuring your cracks, counting your faults, but I saw something else entirely. I saw the fight in your eyes, the tenderness in your silence, the way you carried everyone else's pain without asking for help. You thought you had to learn love. You thought being tired made you weak. But even in your lowest hour, you were still someone worth loving, still someone worth staying for. And I wish you could have seen what I saw that day, because if you did, you would never doubt your worth again. That evening you looked at the sky and wished. You didn't say what you were wishing for, you just stared into the sky like it might finally answer you. You were asking the stars for something you didn't know how to ask me, a beginning, a peace. When you told me, I knew in the moment you weren't just hoping for a better word, you were hoping to still belong in it. And even though I stayed silent, I made my own wish too, that yours would come true. The time you stayed even when things were hard, when everything felt like it might fall apart, when the silence between us grew heavy, you didn't walk away, you stayed, not out of duty or expectation, but out of something deeper, a steadfast resolve I could lean on. Your presence was my anchor, a quiet strength that held the fragile pieces of us together. In that unwavering commitment, I found a refuge I never knew I needed. That moment we discovered that all we need is peace. Not answers, not fixing, not even words, just silence shared like a secret. The kind of stillness that doesn't ask for more, just being without fear, without pressure. I remember how the word slowed down, like everything finally exhaled. And in that quiet, we understood peace isn't the absence of feeling, it's the space where feeling is finally safe. And maybe this is what it was all for. Each memory, each moment, all leading here. In the end, this is the only word that held it all. Love.